All right, I bet you can hear me now. I've been talking. Oh my gosh, I've been talking like for 4 minutes and you couldn't hear me? What is up with that? Well, I hope you guys can hear me now. Let me know by tapping that like button, clapping again. Troy, thank you for the heads up. This is the power and the fails of LinkedIn Live. Literally, I'm going to be telling you about how awesome it is and how to rock your LinkedIn Live, but yet I'm still making mistakes. I'm still learning because LinkedIn Live is definitely new. But again, thank you for the heads up. And in spite of all that, I still promise to teach you guys how to rock your broadcast. So here's what we're going to do today. I'm going to teach you how to level up your LinkedIn Live. I'm going to show you what apps, what tech I'm using to rock my LinkedIn Lives when I have a microphone. My mic sounds nice. Check one. All right. And also, I'm going to show you a picture of my setup. These lights, man, they're hot. But it's part of the deal. It's part of the deal when you're broadcasting. And of course, I've given myself a little bit of extra time so that I can give you the A's to my Q's, or I can give you the A's to your Q's. So the answers to your questions, because people have a ton of questions. So I want to make sure that, oh, thank you guys. That you are watching. But again, so just give me some love right now. Like tap that right now. Whether it's a like, whether it's a hand, I need a little extra encouragement. I'm sitting here sweating under these studio lights. But man, do I have stuff to talk to you guys about today. So the first thing that I want to make sure that we cover is, let me get back on track here. Is the scroll stopper. We're going to be talking about that, and we're going to be talking about what you guys need to take care of. But what I want to know from all of you guys who are watching right now, do you have LinkedIn Live? Do you have access to it? Yes or no in the comments below. Because I'm curious, because I know more and more people did get access to LinkedIn Live. And in fact, when I was talking and you couldn't hear me, that's what I was talking about. In the past week and a half, several people got access to a whole new beta release of LinkedIn Live, and that's been exciting. So y'all have been sliding in my inbox asking me, Cher, does this mean I got live? And yes, you did. When you see it says you now have access to LinkedIn Live on the lower left-hand corner, that means you have access. But what else does that mean? That means with great power comes a great responsibility, because this live broadcasting opportunity can make or break your brand if you're not using it right. Absolutely, there are going to be some tech issues. Absolutely. And good, Joe Greer just let me know that audio is okay on both. Thank goodness. Figuring this stuff out along the way. And I'm a one-woman show handling that, right? Because I want to make sure that your broadcasts are, they are over 9,000. They're just amazing. And one of the things that I want to know, again, is, do you have LinkedIn Live? So let me know in the comments, and I'll check up on y'all in a second as well. What else do I want to know? Where are you watching from? I know people are watching from all over the world. I have people from the Philippines, people from the UK, probably not right now at the live time. So, because I know it's like y'all are sleeping, but let me know. Where are you watching? Are you team live? Are you team replay? I love my teams, both of them. So what I want to do right now is jump right into the content, because I have a lot to cover, and I want to make sure that I have time for your questions. So let's first jump into the scroll stopper. And this scroll stopper caught my attention because it was talking about LinkedIn Live. So let's just take a look here at the scroll stopper. And this scroll stopper is brought to you by Monty Clark. And he is an author and a LinkedIn marketer and consultant, and he can help you rock your LinkedIn marketing plan. So if you are a brand and you're looking for leads, building your influence, I would definitely take a look at Monty's content. In fact, That is exactly what we're going to do right now, because what he posted really got my attention. Because again, LinkedIn Live, it's kind of a thing that I want to be one of those people. When you talk about LinkedIn Live, you talk about just a Cher Live. You talk about Cher Jones. That is my goal. Obviously, there's still tech issues, but you know what? We're going to keep it moving. And that is my goal. I want to be one of those people who are recognized. And I have I think this is my 10th episode under my belt, official episode. I've done some few other things, but this is the official episode. But what I want you to know as well is that everything I'm teaching, you can do. So let's take a look again at this scroll stopper. All right, again, brought to you by Monty. And this is what he posted. Am I the only one who feels LinkedIn Live videos are horribly boring waste of time? Wow, that hurt. But I love, love, love his, when they say a picture's worth 1,000 words, that is 1,000-word picture right there. Wake me when it's over, because a lot of people are definitely feeling that way about LinkedIn. My question for you, are you feeling that way about LinkedIn Lives? Have you seen a lot of lives that are just like making you want to pull your hair out? Because it is that serious. I've seen a lot that are really a snooze fest. They're boring. They're not planned. But you're watching today. So whether you've had some that you're not so proud of, or whether you haven't even created your LinkedIn Live, or whether you have an awesome LinkedIn Live and you just want to level up, I got tips for you, baby. So keep watching. All right, so let's take a look here. And let me go in there. So full screen. So the next thing I want to bring up is, what did Monty say? Besides calling out all the LinkedIn Livers who are boring him to death. He says, okay, I know I shouldn't be critical, especially since I've even done 2 of these myself. I even bored myself to tears, which is funny. But to sit and watch 30 to 45 minutes of most of these, shoot me now. It begs the question, who, if anyone, is doing LinkedIn Live well? By well, I mean you are engaging, dare I say, entertaining, and you have quality content to watch at least 15 minutes of it without going Hulk smash on your computer. If you know someone who has figured it out, tag them in the comments. But there's a but. Please do not tag people just because you know them or want to promote them. I'd really like to see one of these done well. Proceed, hashtag Monty Clark, hashtag social, hashtag LinkedIn Live. Okay. So if you're reading that, you're like, okay, well, he's got a point. He definitely has a point. But let me share how I found this particular broadcast really helpful. So here are my points about Monty's points. I love how he started this post. Am I the only one? This is a great conversation starter, and it immediately begs for people, not begging, but it grabs that attention. And it's asking people, are they going to are they going to comment? Because this is something, am I the only one? Like, that's a conversation starter if I ever heard it. Because you know what? You're like, no, you're not the only one. I feel the same way. So I get it. Now let's go back to my points. All right, that tag a friend. But what I really loved about him saying tagging a friend, he put some rules, some provisos. Like, hey, I'm not saying, yo, big up your buddies here. I want to see people who are actually doing it well. And then finally, he wants to challenge his current viewpoint, because he wants to see, basically what he wants to see is he wants to see good stuff. He wants to see good LinkedIn Live broadcasts. Like, he's just saying, I haven't seen them yet. I haven't seen enough to hold my attention beyond 20 minutes. What the F? Show me, guys. Hook a brother up. So that's what he did. He asked. And the cool thing was, and I thank you to everybody who tagged me in that post. And I was also appreciative of all the feedback in the comments, not necessarily about my broadcast. I'm not talking about that, but just the LinkedIn Live broadcast in general. What are people liking about them? What are they not liking about them? So I'm going to take a look at what y'all are saying in the comments. No volume, no sound. Thank you guys, by the way. They're from Barbados. You can hear me. Volume is too low. You can hear me. Hey, hey. Yes. Let's see. Can't hear you. Start over. Yes, people are hearing me. So a lot of people are saying that, yeah, it's not good. They're not seeing a lot of good stuff. Hopefully, you're tuning in tonight because you're seeing something that you like, which I'm super appreciative that you are watching the show right now. And oh wow, Kwanzaa said mine is the only one she watched. How awesome is that? And Kelly's saying I'm rocking it. Thank you, Kelly. This encouragement is awesome because when you mess up at the beginning or your tech messes up, it kind of throws you off your game. You start sweating a bit. And I'm talking about, and it's the funny thing is, it's about the very thing that I'm talking about is how to rock your life, but it's how to rock through the mistakes too. So maybe we can look at it that way. There's always a sunny side. My name is Cher, by the way. So, hey. All right. So that's what I loved about that whole interaction, that post. And I wanted to remind you guys that as you're watching this, if you're liking what you're seeing so far beyond the tech, no sound, remember that sharing is caring, my friends. Please feel free to share this broadcast right now. Just hit that share button and share it with your friends because there are a lot of people right now who are doing LinkedIn Live and they're not doing it well. And I wanted to show you something. Mama's got a brand new toy. Check this out. Ooh, that, my friends, is a transition. And yeah, I got that built. So I was loving that. So you're going to see me geek out over this episode because I thought it was dope. I thought it was pretty cool. But, anyways, let's move on to the next, right? So, what I want to make sure that you guys are doing is leveling up your lives. So, this is the meat and potatoes of today's broadcast. And really, at the end of the day, I want to make sure that you're rocking it. So let's see what you guys are saying. My lives rock. Thank you guys so much. Oh, Brenda, thank you. Thank you for saying I have great energy. I really appreciate that. And so now let's jump into the level up, level up, level up, level up. Yeah, no, I'm not Sierra. I know. But what I do know as well is how you can level up your life. So let's do that right now with my first tip. You've got to literally plan everything. So what you guys may not know, and I just want to give you a little bit of insight into my broadcasting experience. So this is not my first live rodeo. Before LinkedIn Live, way before LinkedIn Live, there was a thing called Google Hangouts on air. That is where I cut my teeth in online broadcasting. But what you may not know is I used to actually do some TV work as well. I worked behind the scenes as a producer, a sports broadcasting producer for Raptors TV, the pre and the post game shows. So I know that's why the whole one woman show thing is sort of kind of working for me when it actually works. And then I also did a lot of on air work on in Canada, our national broadcaster CBC, so on a show called Stephen and Chris. And I did that for 9 years. It was live to tape, but it was in front of a live studio audience. So in addition to that, and in addition to HOA, so Google Hangouts on Air, I also did Periscope. Yeah, which now Twitter uses as their live broadcastings. And hi to everybody who's watching from Twitter. I also did Facebook Lives. And I don't know if any of you guys remember Blab. I loved Blab. I thought it was awesome. Didn't last too long, but it was pretty dope. So I did that as well. And I've been on other people's Instagram lives. Never did one myself just because I was holding out for this. So let me get back to the show. So the reason why I'm bringing all that up, the one thing that was consistent with my lives was I planned everything. And that is so incredibly important. In the broadcasting world, they'll call that a rundown. So you literally know your show has a beginning, middle, and end. You know what's coming up next, and you can lead to the next thing and know that you are staying honest with the time. You can give yourself a time breakdown. And it's important because one of the things that you want to do is make sure that when you are planning, you hook them early. And that's where I lost out today because off the top for 4 minutes, you couldn't hear me. And whenever that's happened twice in the broadcast, in my broadcast history on LinkedIn. And when you can't hear me, you lose people right off the top. So when I'm talking about hooking early, there are a few things that I want you to keep in mind. And what you want to do, it's all about keeping your replay viewers in mind. The reason why, and this is how you're going to hook them early, and this is how you will make sure your broadcast is super dope, is you want to make sure that when you come on air right away, you're not sitting there waiting for people to join you, because most people will see your broadcast on the replay. You team livers that are watching right now, team live, I am so grateful for you that you show up, you cheer me on, you tell me what's up, you give me some love here, but I appreciate you. But you want to make sure that you acknowledge your replay audience first, because they are your larger audience. And so the way you can do that is introduce your show, right? A lot of people, where I've seen in that post that we just saw, a lot of people in the comments were saying, people wait so long. They have these long intros, like these graphic intros, or they have a starting soon graphic that is playing for 5 minutes. That is not how you're going to hook your replay viewer. So what you want to do is welcome people right away and talk about what the show is going to be about. And then you start welcoming everybody, because at that point people are starting to come on. But there are some more tips that I want to make sure as you are planning your broadcast. So here's what else you have to think about. You need to be interactive. I cannot say this enough. This is not broadcast television. This is not the news. Y'all are watching with me. You all are commenting with me. This is supposed to be an interactive. This is social TV. This is must-see social TV, I'm hoping. But really it is something that we're supposed to have a conversation. So as I look to see who's here, and I have a tip about this conversation thing. Anthony says he loves my live. Thank you, Anthony. And do you know if Brenda's asking a great question? Do you know if they're approving more people for live? So what I know for sure is that those who already submitted an application, it's going through the process. But I have also heard, I have also heard that people who are currently applying right now, they're denying those applications. They're not accepting anymore right now. So that says to me that what's happening is they've had this next wave. So I was in the second wave. There was a first wave of people who got it right away. And then the second wave, I was in that second wave. And now the third wave. So I'm thinking 3 times is a charm. They should be at that point releasing it to everybody. But that's totally speculative at this point, but that makes sense to me. What do you guys think? Let me know. Thank you, Bertina, saying my lives rock. And Tiffany said that my live is the only one she watched too. You guys, I appreciate you. And Lavina, same thing. I love the wordplay on sharing is caring. Let me tell you, that's been a thing for me for a while. Thank you so much, Troy. And Periscope, wow, yes, Henry. I was old school. I love this stuff, right? So Blab, yes, that is dope. Okay, so there's so many of you guys. Thank you guys so much for being interactive. Another thing you guys should know tonight, I am not on my regular computer. So it's not as fast so if there is a delay, in addition to the regular live delay, I apologize because it's just not as fast. Had to get fixed, but it's all good. So let me dive right into the next point that is really important. So be interactive. That's why I jumped in. That's why I'm jumping in the comments. But here's something you need to know, livers. Those of you who are ready to go live on the way live, is play with the delay. So here's what I mean by that. LinkedIn has the longest delay of life. Primarily, and this is what I think, again, I'm not the tech expert on lives anyway. I think the reason why is because we're going through third-party broadcasting tools. So it is just not a direct link up. So what I've noticed as I take a little drink, what I've noticed is that there's about a minute delay, maybe even a minute and a half. I saw a liver do this. I think and what he did is like, okay, I want to count how long did it take, and it literally took about 45 seconds to 1 minute before he asked someone to comment and making it go. So really what's interesting about that is you got to play with that. So you cannot expect an instantaneous response when you ask your audience something. So what you need to do is play with that delay. You got to ask the question and then go into something. Plan that in with your rundown, right? When you're planning everything, know that you're going to come back to that question. So earlier on, I was asking you guys, where do you guys have LinkedIn Live? And a lot of you are waiting until like you're in the waiting, and some of you already have it. And Kelly said, I had to buy a new laptop too. My MacBook Air could not stream. Even with this laptop, it is not what I want. I ended up buying, guys, and I'm going to show you, actually, I don't show you my computer, but I bought a gamer's rig because the gamers know what's up. They're streaming on Twitch. They're streaming on YouTube. They're streaming on Facebook Play. They are streaming, and they have to have the horsepower, right, to get that broadcast out. Okay, so it is hard to predict those delays. Absolutely, Shannon. And that you have to at least give yourself. So here's the thing. It's 45 seconds at least from the time that you say something to the time that you guys actually hear this. And then if you've asked your audience to do something, you got to give them at least another 45 seconds to a minute to, like, let's say if you said respond, type, where are you from? It takes a little bit to like, oh, let me type that down. Let me know where you're from. So you got to give about 3 minutes lag, basically, between the time that you ask for that interaction and the time that you actually get to that gratification of seeing the response. So hope you're loving that. Thank you, Kay, saying it's a good tip. Let me know, guys. Are you loving this? Give me some claps. Give me some love. Give me some likes. I love to see that, and I really do appreciate it. Cheers me on. Keeps my energy up. I hope you're not afraid of that. Don't let that stop you from liking this broadcast. All right, so let's keep moving. All right, yes, the gamers are definitely pioneering. So if you think about that, Kelly, think about the time that you typed that in, and I'm just seeing that now. I literally saw that come up. So that gives you the amount of time that it took for me to acknowledge, and I saw it come up right away. All right, so next point. You got to level up with the details. So as I showed you guys before, I'm so proud of this new little glitch transition. Some people will call it a stinger, but actually this one's more of a transition. I'm actually getting a stinger done as well. So this thing, and wasn't that cool? I bet you next week it'll look way better on my regular computer just because it will go faster. But that is a transition, and these little things matter. Do you want to know what else matters? You see this? Let me see. See this little icon here where it says just as Cher Live. You see down here, you see with my, this is called a lower third. These little things actually matter. And again, when you look, there you go. When you look at the screen and you see people's names, how important that is, the branding, those are the little things. And even what I kind of alluded to by accident, but now it's on purpose, my TV Smash intro. That is something that is a little extra in the beginning, but you can't go overboard, right? So these little details matter, and they can really bring your broadcast up. And so you probably ask me, well, Cher, how do you create those little details? So here are my tips. So anything graphics wise, so video graphics wise, so my transition, that glitch transition, as well as that little TV dropping mini intro thing that I have, and wait till you see my stinger next week. Those are things that just kind of like wipe your scenes one to the other. Those are things that I got made in Fiverr. They cost me on average about $40 per, and for me it was totally worth it. And my lower third I created in Canva, and I used a transparent background. So literally what I'm doing in the tech that I'm going to talk about in a little bit is I created that lower third. So basically it's a graphic that just has the bottom part, and then the rest is transparent so you can see it. Again, with the other graphics as well, I use either Canva and I also use PowerPoint to create them as well because it makes it very easy for me. That being said, I also have a recommendation. I'm doing it the absolute hardest way possible because I figured stuff out and I learned to do it this way. But there is an easier, better way that doesn't take as much time, effort, and energy that I have taken into creating this broadcast. But I do have my very own look and feel that right now no one else has. So I'm loving that. And must see Hulk Smash TV. That's right, Hulk Smash. Yes, my nerd skills are coming out, and Terry's saying thank you for sharing all these insights. And that's what I want to do. I want to make sure that I'm always delivering the goods, because here's the thing when it comes to content, no matter what type of content, but specifically we're talking live content today. Each time you show up in the newsfeed, you are either making or breaking the trust of your audience. So if you keep on showing up whack, if you keep on showing up with poor lives, poor content, eventually people are not going to click on your content because you've trained them to know that it's bad content. So what you want to do is, by planning everything, by hooking them in early, by being interactive, by playing with the delay and leveling up on the details, and most importantly, delivering value with everything that you're doing. If you are not doing that, you're going to lose the trust of your audience. And when you level up down the road, you're going to miss that opportunity and you're going to have to earn it back. And it's much harder. So it's all about delivering the goods. So last thing, and this is really important, and I'm actually really proud of myself for doing this, is being consistent by showing up week after week, except for last week, Michelle Obama. Yeah, for those of you who saw my video last week, and those of you who came out looking for me last week, I love you guys to death for doing that. But I got really awesome tickets to go see Michelle Obama live, once in a lifetime opportunity to go to the Elevate Tech Fest here in Toronto. And she just sent me a little message the night before and said, "Hey girl, do you want to go see Michelle Obama? Let me think about it. Yeah, I'm there." So that's what happened. So other than that, but the lesson that I hope that I imparted with you guys is I still created a piece of content so that you guys could find me when you came looking. So consistency is so important. Another thing that I do is I show up every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's sort of my thing. That's the thing that I wanted to train my audience. Even when I tried a broadcast at a different time, it was okay. But I like this time, and my audience knows when to expect me, and it's about being consistent. So that's the time that I'm using. All right. And Kadia saying, great information for delivering great content and engaging your community. Thank you so much. And Doug saying, solid tips as always, just as Cher, delivering the goods. That's right. Thank you guys. And I'm getting so many a lot of awesome feedback, and I thank you guys again. And of course, let me know whether I want to know what you're thinking right now. Are you loving the tips? Are you learning something with that light bulb? Are you curious about something? Let me know. And of course, respecting the delay, if you've got questions, I want you to start typing them in now, because I'm going to get to them as soon as I show you the behind the scenes of my tech, as well as show you what tech I'm actually using. So behind the scenes of my setup, so you can take some, I just took a picture. And also, let's see, people are really loving the tips and agreed. Bonnie's like, agreed, consistency is so key. And thank you, Gary, just practicing what I preach. And that is so important. And I'm appreciating you guys showing up for me. And it does mean a lot. So here's what I want to do now is I do want to show you some of the tech that I'm using. So use these tips. If you got questions, type them in below, because I built in time to answer your questions, but I am going to stay on time tonight, because that's the other thing about being consistent. And that's something I need to work on, is whatever you promise is what you need to deliver. So I hope I'm delivering for you guys. So next up, tap that app, baby. And it's all about, as you guys have known, for those of you who are faithful watchers of the show, it's all about the tech that I love, the tech that I use, the tech that I recommend. So the first piece of tech that I'm going to show you right now is there we go, Restream. So it's restream.io. And what that is let me move back here. Sorry, guys. What that is basically this allows you to broadcast into LinkedIn. It allows you to broadcast into multiple networks at the same time. You can actually run your entire broadcast through restream.io, but it doesn't allow you to get all fancy. And remember what I said before, the little details matter. And they do have a free version and, of course, a premium version as well, so you can decide what works right for you. But if you're starting it out, I definitely just use what you've got till you get what you need, right? So the one thing that I can also suggest as you're starting your broadcast is, rather than going, if LinkedIn is your primary audience, if this is where you've built your audience, or let's say you've built it on Facebook or wherever you're watching from, if it's on Twitter, don't start your first live jumping into that audience. So for me, one of the first things I did using restream.io, and the next piece of tech that I'm about to share with you, is I did a few test broadcasts into YouTube. On my YouTube channel, I have multiple YouTube channels that I don't really use because, you set up a whole bunch. And then, so I started just testing there. Test the tech. Don't jeopardize your audience's trust by putting out stuff that you're not ready for primetime yet. So test it. Your first broadcast that you actually go live with, that is right in front of your target audience, will still not be as good as your 10th. I'll tell you that much. There will still be mistakes on your 10th. I'm proof that it's going to happen. But using another channel to test before you go in front of your main audience is amazing. Okay, so let's see what people are saying. Julie's saying, I definitely deliver, giving amazing tricks. Thank you. Randall says, I own the 9 p.m. slot on Tuesday nights. I love it. What is the average length of your lives? Kimberly, I'm shooting for 30 minutes. I have only done that once, but I am shooting for it, and I'm going to get closer. This week, I knew it was going to be extra long because I really got so many questions on the live, so I extended it to 45 minutes, and I want to honor that. But that's what I'm doing. And it was interesting. When I first started, a friend of mine, he recommended I was going to go for an hour. I did. My first one was an hour, and it was great. But he said, you know what? Leave them wanting more. And it also made me think, it's like, an hour is a long time to ask of someone's time. And even if you are delivering week after week, an hour of Cher every single week, I know y'all love me, but I know you don't love me that much. But I do want to make sure, and it also allows me to make sure that my broadcasts are tight. So, I know this, like, time, that clockwork, you are forgiven for last week. Ah, thank you. Thank you so much. And, let me see. And that was Julie who said that she forgave me for last week's broadcast, and she remembers. And look at this. Whoa. All right. So, let's not get distracted with the webcam there. All right. So, here is the other piece of tech that I'm using right now. So let me go live to this full screen here. All right. So we've got restream.io, but here's what I make my broadcasts on. So basically what I use is Restream.io is allowing me to broadcast to Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook page, all at the same time. So I can broadcast everywhere, but I run my show, all my designs, all my graphics, everything is coming out of Streamlabs OBS. And the cool thing about Streamlabs OBS, it is free, my friends. It is a free 99. That's right. And you can download it at streamlabs.com, and it works for both Mac and a PC. And here's where that gaming reference comes back into play. So this is what all the gamers are using, right? Streamlabs OBS. And a very interesting thing happened today. So this is breaking news. Logitech who is actually the maker of my webcam that I'm using. I'm using a streaming webcam, and Logitech bought Streamlabs OBS, and they also bought those blue microphones, those blue Yeti microphones. So they bought that company. Logitech bought Streamlabs, and they bought all their developers. So, someone's investing into live streaming in a major way. And we know that the gamers are killing it, and this is what they're using. So I am using that platform, and it allows me to switch. So what that platform allows me to do outside of Restream, it allows me to switch my scenes. So when you see me jump from the graphics to back onto camera like this, to do that glitch transition like that, it allows me to do that. So that's what Streamlabs OBS does. But there is a big learning curve. I'll tell you. There's a lot of help on YouTube, but there is a big learning curve for that. Okay, so just want to let you know. All right, the next recommendation, because I'm giving you, I showed you, I did it the hard way. And because I've already designed my show, I'm not turning back right now. But I found another freemium option. So free plus, if you want to upgrade on other things. So let me show you what I found. It is called StreamYard. A lot of people are using it. I've been talking to people who are using it, and they are absolutely loving it. It actually allows you to multi-stream from StreamYard directly, I think, but it also works with Restream.io as well. So this allows you to do graphics. It allows you to do the lower third. It allows you like graphics like that. If you're using the free version, you will see a restream graphic, but that's not a big deal. If you're doing Facebook Lives, there's another one called Be Live. I know that they're working on a LinkedIn option, but they haven't come out with it yet. But they're money as well. So StreamYard is a great option for those of you who want an awesome broadcast without, trust me, this is a lot of work. It's amazing because my broadcast is so unique to me, but you can also do a lot of this in StreamYard, and I recommend you check it out. They have a free version that looks great. So you can do this. And another cool thing, what you guys don't know about going back to Streamlabs OBS, and you guys are going to see that in my setup, is they actually have a remote control. So and you'll see what I'm talking about in just a sec. So that is part of my tech. Those are the apps that I'm using. All right. And the next thing that I want to show you guys is, okay, let me go back on camera here. So you got StreamYard, right? And then the next thing that I want to show you is, this is my setup. This is what it looks like before I go live. So as you guys can see, there's my my phone, which I've taken off the tripod. You see two screens. You see my Logitech webcam. You see my mic, which is an Audio Technica 2020. You see that pop screen, which is that thing that helps you from popping your peas so it sounds good, as well as you see my iPad, which it has the remote control. So it's an app that works with the program itself from the app, and you can use it on your phone as well. So how cool is that, right? Oh my gosh, 3 minutes, and I want to ask questions too. What up with that? What up with that? But let me jump into your questions, see what there is. And there is a Restream plugin, according to Anthony. And Anthony is like a regular OG live streamer. He's been doing it for a while, and he's doing really well. Randall Constant says he loves StreamYard. Great tech. Thank you, guys. And yes, I love how Kelly's acknowledging. It's like, use the other channels to work out your kinks. Roll on LinkedIn, roll on YouTube, use like one of your back channels that you're not really using, and do that there. And let's see. Oh my gosh, you guys are hilarious. Henry, you're hilarious. 30 minutes for you, darling. Yes, I know. That's the price of admission. Test on other channels. Exactly, Sean. That's what I'm talking about. And Troy, did they approve you yet? He wants to go live. I signed up for a couple of weeks ago. And these are shareable tips. What? Bonnie, sharing is caring. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, let me see if there's sometimes, here's another thing you guys need to know is sometimes what's coming up here doesn't even the comments don't even show real time, so you got to jump in and jump out. Everybody is screenshotted. I love it. Yes, screenshot away, my friends. Screenshot away. And oh my gosh, I'm gonna go over time. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Henry, I refuse. All right. And then yes, there is a community of livers who, just because of the learning curve, is steep, and I wanna. So if and this is a way to avoid it. Absolutely, Kelly. This is a way. So I'm sorry I'm not reading your thing properly because I want to make sure. I want to make sure that I end it right. Because here's what you need to know. I will answer all your questions because I'm one of those people who go back into the live, answer the question because it's all about, as Kelly said, it's all about this community, and I am dedicated to serving in what I can, in the ways that I can, because ultimately that's how people get to know me. That's how people talk about me, spread the word, and I love doing what I do, and I know I can help. So make sure if you have questions, make sure that you are asking them. Also, share this broadcast. I'm going to update the broadcast title. So that's another trick, another little ninja trick in 30 seconds or less. When you're done broadcasting, you can go back and update what is written about the broadcast. So I'm going to jump in and say, hey, the audio starts at 4 minutes. That's the first thing that people are going to see. Or yeah, I think it's about 4 minutes. I'll double check when I watch. But again, those are things so people know what they're going to get. It's all those little details. So that's my A's to your Q's. Those are my tips in 45 minutes or less. I love you guys for watching. I thank you so much. And remember, every Tuesday night I go live. And if we're not connected yet, let's get connected. My time is up. Check me out on my YouTube channel. And you know what, guys? I got love for you.